So Google said there'd be no Nexus 2, but that was a trick. Its next handset, is the Google Nexus S, S standing for speed in the same way it does on the iPhone 3GS. It's manufactured by Samsung this time round, which is why it's no major surprise the design shares some similarities with the Samsung Galaxy S, namely that plasticky shell. So it doesn't feel as solid and as high quality as the iPhone, but definitely doesn't feel as flimsy or as plasticky as the Galaxy S. And like its predecessor, its 4-inch screen loves your fingerprints, but this isn't just any old screen. This is what Google is calling a contour display. As you can see, the front is curved slightly, but perhaps maybe not enough to constitute giving it an official name. But it's an excellent screen with brilliant viewing angles, and when the brightness is maxed out, it looks absolutely stunning, showing off solid blacks and very, very vivid colours. And with its huge battery and series of power management improvements on 2.3, you can keep the Nexus S at its brightest. Now, when it comes to the home screens, it's nothing we haven't seen before. Putting widgets and shortcuts on each screen is simple and just provides a nice design touch. And being the latest Google phone means it's been given the privilege of packing Android 2.3, or gingerbread, delivering what Google calls a pure Google experience. And there are some rather lovely design touches baked into the OS. For example, the wraparound scroll effect that cascades hidden apps down a non-existent wall is quite nice. And there's also an indicative glow that will flash at the beginning and end of a scrolled list. And something that earns the Nexus S 5 stars alone is the retro TV style switch-off animation. It is awesome, and you will spend a lot of time playing with it. Now, the notification bar at the top of the screen is now black as well. And they may only be minor mobile enhancements, but it's the little tweaks that make the Nexus S so desirable. But what else? Well, for a start, it's trying to revive NFC, or near-field communication, which is basically a short wireless technology that works in the same way as RFID tags. And the implications for it are huge. For example, you could get cinema information and trailers from just touching a poster, transfer pictures, gain access to websites, and acquire loads of other information via smart tags. But at the moment, it just feels a bit too gimmicky and probably won't be used a lot. There's also a 3-axis gyroscope for better control with current and future games. And the Nexus S is fast, impressively fast. It packs Samsung's 1 GHz Hummingbird processor, which offers slightly better performance than Qualcomm's CPU. So we're talking improved video playback, 3D gaming and flash content, and just general overall use. This is of course helped along by Gingerbread. Now, as it stands, the phone simply doesn't lag at all. From opening menus, swapping apps, to firing up and typing on its on-screen keyboard. It is slick, put it that way. And speaking of the keyboard, it's been improved to make it easier to use, like holding down keys to get secondary characters, as well as holding shift and tapping elsewhere on the keyboard thanks to multi-touch. Now, Google has also introduced a new camera interface, which gets rid of needing a separate menu for settings such as geolocation, focus mode and flash. And the 5-megapixel sensor benefits greatly from getting a flash, but the photos don't exactly have that wow factor. It will definitely suffice as backup for your camera. And it only records video at 720 by 480 pixels, so quite a way off from HD video, which is pretty shocking given the phone's credentials. There's video calling on board as well, thanks to the front-facing camera. Now, it doesn't support 3G video calling, but there's native support for VoIP apps, and you can, of course, tune in to other third-party applications. So its wow factor isn't quite as big as the Nexus ones when it first showed up on the scene, and despite that high price tag, it's just a bit too plasticky, so definitely not in the same class as the iPhone when it comes to hardware. And in reality, the changes are fairly minimal, but is a simple software revision enough to get us excited about a new phone? I think you'll find that's a big fat yes. Not only does it look good, albeit it's got a plasticky back, but it works really well on the inside. Not to mention, it's one of the best Android handsets available right now.